Good day, everyone. My name is Janine Banyaria Balbuena, and for today, we discuss the controversies on the site of the
The
first mass.
controversies on the site of the first Mass. First documented Catholic Mass in the Philippines was held on March 31, 1521, Easter Sunday. It was conducted by Father Pedro de Valderrama of Ferdinand Magellan's expedition along the shores of what was referred to in the journals of Antonio Pigafetta as Mazao. Where did the first Catholic Mass take place in the Philippines? The first Holy Mass was celebrated not in the Visayas but in the Mindanao because that historical event. The first step to taking territory in the name of God and King occurred not in Limasawa, which is a part of the Visayas, but in Mazao, situated in northern Mindanao. History has been a way to unlock the past. We're able to know where and when a certain event happened through understanding historiographical evidence. There are two primary sources that historians refer in order to identify the site of the first mass in the country. We have the Francisco Albos log and Antonio Pigafetta's account. What can you say about the site of the first mass? Ultimately, the National Historical Institute, led by its chair Ambit Ocampo, recognized the historical records of Limasawa in Southern Leyte as the venue of the first mass, held on March 31, 1521. Pigafetta's account: the first mass was held on Easter Sunday, March 31, 1521, on the island called Mazao. What is the issue? History book states that first Catholic Mass was held on Limasawa Island later, but local historians in Bitoan believe that the first site of the Catholic Mass took place in Mazawa, in place in Bitoan now called Mazao. NHCP affirms Limasawa Island a site of first Catholic Mass in the country. Metro Manila, CNN Philippines, August 20. The National Historical Commission of the Philippines NHCP sustained the findings that the Limasawa Island in southern Leyte as the site of the 1521 Easter Sunday Mass, the first Catholic Mass in the country. On March 31, 1521, Easter Sunday, Fray Pedro Valderrama celebrated Mass together with Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan on his men. With the Spaniards were the ruler of Masawa, Raja Siaz, and his brother Raja Colombo, the ruler of Butuan. Afterwards, they planted a cross in the highest hill and stayed in the area of 7 days and helped in the rice harvest for 2 days, together with more than 100 of Rajan's men. Father Juselo Conala, creator of Batoan Diocesan's Liturgical Museum, believed that the site of the first Mass was in the Batoan, not in Limasawa. People who attended the Mass harvested rice for 2 days, meaning that the place was a huge agricultural area. Limasawa Island was not an agricultural area, therefore, there is nothing to harvest there. Jolito Monson Ramirez Jr., a local historian and writer. There was no island named Limasawa in 1521. On that event, Pigafetta recorded today's Limasawa as Jatanan Island between Bohol and Panawan south of the Leyte. Magellan never landed in Gathihan Island. The name Limasawa appeared only in 1667, Historia de Mindanao by Combes. Local historian and president of Botoan City Heritage Society, BCHS, Greg Hontiveros said that the honor belongs to the city of Botoan and not in Leyte. He also requested the CBCP to investigate the first mass controversy since the event is very symbolic and important to the search.
Hi guys, before we start our next topic about the controversies on the side of the first mast, let me introduce myself. My name is Sandra H. Bandagosa, BSED 1F. Now, we will analyze the given evidences from Francisco Albo, one of the pilot of Magellan's ship, and from Antonio Pigafetta, a member of Magellan's expedition and eyewitness of the event. Francisco Albo. He was Magellan pilot, one of the 18 survivors who returned with Sebastian Elcano on the ship Victoria after circumnavigating the world. He has kept a log of the events that has occurred as their group traveled into different places in the Philippines and around the globe. According to Albo, they went to an island named Masawa or Dalimasawa, where they planted a cross upon a mountain top where they were able to overlook the three islands from west and southwest. Note that Masawa has the same location with Limasawa as stated in Albo's account. However, it was not mentioned in the log on whether the planting of the cross was the first mass held here in the Philippines. Historian Pablo Pastel stated on a footnote to Francisco Collins' Labor Evangelica that Magellan did not go to Butuan but from Limasawa to Cebu. Footnote means a note of reference, explanation, or comment usually placed below the text on a printed page. Who discovered the site of the first Mass in the Philippines? Father Pedro de Valderrama. The first documented Catholic Mass in the Philippines was held on March 31, 1521, Easter Sunday. It was conducted by Father Pedro de Valderrama of Ferdinand Magellan expedition along the shore of what was referred to in the journal of Antonio Figafetta as Mazoa. The historian Sonia Salde identified the site of the first Christian Mass in Butuan as Masao. The Mass was not observed as described in Act. Limasawa Island, Southern Leyte, Masao or Masua, Butuan City, Agusan del Norte, Homonhon Island, Eastern Samar. While Limasawa is the site of the first Mass. The earliest recorded Mass in the Philippines territory was held in Limasawa on March 31, 1521. It was officiated by Father Pedro de Valderrama, chaplain of the Magellan Elcano expedition. That day in the Roman Catholic calendar was Easter Sunday, March 31, 2021. What is the first site of the first Mass? The official declaration is that Mazawa is the island across from the southern tip of Leyte named Limasawa. This is hotly disputed by those who insist that Mazawa is in Butuan and is the true site of the first Mass. What happened in the first Mass in the Philippines? This is the summary. On March 31, 1521, on Easter Sunday, Magellan ordered a Mass to be celebrated, which was officiated by Father Pedro Valderrama, the Andalusian chaplain of the fleet. The only priest then conducted near the shore of the island. The first Holy Mass marked the birth of Roman Catholicism in the Philippines.
Hi everyone, I'm Angeline Bardonado, BSE 1F. So, let's continue about our topic. Antonio Pigafetta, a member of the Magellan expedition and an eyewitness of the events, particularly of the first Mass. Pigafetta was one of the 8 men out of 240 who returned to Spain in 1522. Masao, Butuan de Mazawa Island. According to Pigafetta, the Mass was held at Masao, Butuan. If we will think of the name Masao, it was somehow near to the name Mazawa, as said by Alboni's log. Island of Mazawa. The first Mass was held on March 31, 1521. Based on Pigafetta's account, at the 28th of March of the same year, their group landed on a place called Mazawa. This would means that the Mass happened when they were staying at the island of Mazawa. Butuan River. It was also observed by Father Bernard that Pigafetta did not give the crucial aspect of Butuan. It was a ravine settlement situated on the Agusan River. This seems to be important to be missed since it will describe the geographical features of Butuan that could lead to a better understanding of the site of the first Mass. First Mass. Therefore, the first Catholic Mass in the Philippines was held on March 31, 1521, Easter Sunday. So, first Mass it was officiated by a priest named Father Pedro Valderrama and the Sor of Mazawa in Pigapeta's journal, whom people believe is the known specifically in the Sor of Limasawa and a certain Leyte. It is popularly known as the birthplace of the Church and the Philippines. What is the site of the first Mass? The historic of the first Mass in southern Leyte is the site of the first Mass in the Philippines and the Asians held on March 31, 1521. What is the most important part of the Mass? Sacrificial nature and the Catholic teaching. The Holy Mass is the fulfillment of all the sacrifice of the Old Covenant and the New Covenant. The one sacrifice on the altar of Calvary is revisited during every Catholic Mass. Jesus Christ merited all graces and blessing for by on the cross. The National Historical Commission of the Philippines (NHCP) sustained findings that the Limasaw Island in southern Leyte was the site of the 1521 Easter Sunday Mass, the first Catholic Mass in the country.
And this is the end of our lesson. Hope you learned a lot. Thank you for watching.